nice. How about a nice round of applause for my assistant there? What fine dancing. Nice job. All righty. Well, friends, I want to take a moment here and turn our show over. Before I do that, I want to mention that we will be performing again this afternoon at 2 o'clock and at 4 o'clock right here on the stage. Different shows each time. I hope you've enjoyed the music, and if you have, I have some propaganda up here that talks about who I am and what I do. Please help yourself to that. I maintain a website which has a list of performance dates. I travel all around the Midwest, and you can just grab a business card and go to the website to find out where I might be. And most of the songs I've shared with you today are on one of 3 different recordings I have, and help yourself to take a look at any of those. But in the meantime, I've been talking a little bit about the old-time medicine shows and how folks used to be entertained by this traveling show, this wonderful thing that would show into your town and give you free entertainment before there was television and radio. And we have a gentleman here today that is going to bring one of those old-time medicine shows back to life. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Dan Barth to the stage.
Thank you, Chris. Let's give Chris a big hand for that. Tremendous show. Tremendous show. And just a reminder, Chris has music over here for you folks. And be sure and stop by after the show. Our show is brought to you through the courtesy of the Sandwich Fair. This show's in its 34th year, traveling across the U.S. and Canada. And almost 30 years off and on, we've been coming to the Sandwich Fair. We sell nothing on this program, but the original medicine shows were strictly commercial. And when our folks got home from a show like this, they had a sack full of things you couldn't believe. They had a bar of soap, they had a can opener, they had a box of candy with a prize in every box. We're going to throw out samples of candy to the front row, but we're not going to sell it. We're going to read the label of a genuine bottle of purely vegetable tonic, but we're not going to sell it. Max is going to talk, my ventriloquist figure. He's 75 years old or more. He has his own story. We're going to have magic tricks for moms and dads and boys and girls. And finally, when you go home tonight and you turn on your television and you see a commercial every 8 minutes, folks, you're going to watch a medicine show. It's the biggest medicine show going. The only difference is today we go to the store and we buy the item after we've seen the commercial on TV. And in the early days they did the commercial up here on the stage and they brought your item out to the chair. Bars of soap, can openers, ballpoint pens that wouldn't write, and watches that wouldn't work. It was all part of a commercial medicine show, but everybody bought one little thing just to pay for their seat in the program. We're going to do a show we hope you enjoy, especially for the children. We're going to start off with a couple of tricks. The oldest one is 4 centuries in existence. By the time these shows are at their peak, around the year 1900, this was one of the most popular tricks. I had magician friends of mine that actually worked in 1900, and some of them worked in the 1890s. What you're going to see are tricks that go back to the days before electricity, radio, or TV. If you've never seen them before, I'm going to do this just for you, and I'm going to go slow enough you might be able to catch them. Keep your eyes on them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 stainless steel rings. Nothing peculiar except one thing. Watch carefully. Keep your eyes on them. Here they go. And I see my front row is arriving right here just for this trick. Here they go. Man, you guys are too serious. It ain't much, but it took a lot of time, folks. One more time. Here they go. Now, there are several ways to do it. The first way took the most practice. They said if you worked on it long enough, you could make it work in the slow motion. There was another man who said it was like the horseshoe puzzles. They twisted and came apart. One fellow said balance the stage with each hand. It makes the act look bigger, and a chain made a good finish. At that point, I finished reading, and we'll have to be satisfied. Thank you. A short trick called the rings, and that's it. Now, we talked about what was sold, and I have a multitude of little people up here in the front. So for those little guys, And for the folks out there, we can't tell you we've got the internationally famous chocolates you've read about from Paris. We can't tell you we've got the best candy in the world. The only thing we can tell you is we got Barth's best candy. That's not the best in the world, it's just the best
Okay, sit and watch the show.
old man Barth could find right before the show. And I'm going to throw out a few samples out there for these guys out here. I'm sorry, kids, I'm not a ball player, so you're going to have to come up and get these. A sample of Barth's best. You might receive a Shetland pony, a bicycle, or a refrigerator in that box of candy. You haven't lived till you found a pony in a box of candy.
Okay, sit down.
Anybody open a bag yet?
Okay, you know what?
Huh? Anybody open that bag yet? You,
Let me see.
there was a free prize in every box, and that's a true story. What's in there?
Peppermint.
Two?
We'll put 'em in
They
the
want
bag.
2 boxes, and we haven't started. Now moms and dads get ready to buy them some candy.
Go back to school. We're gonna
The old people on the tent show said that many weeks it would not have had a payroll if it hadn't been for the candy sale. That candy sale kept the shows going on a slow week. And there was a grand prize on Saturday night. They had coupons in the boxes of taffy for things like watches and rings and cameras and binoculars. And everyone bought 2 or 3 boxes just to see if they could win those binoculars or that camera. And that's the story behind the Medicine Show candy sale. It kept the payroll going for the performers, and everybody did get a free prize and a pound of saltwater taffy. And one old friend of mine told me that his job was to throw out the samples over the head of the crowd and make sure everybody had gotten a piece of taffy. And hopefully by the end of the night, every dad took a dollar bill out of his pocket and bought a box. So now you know the story. I had a lot of friends of mine that worked on medicine shows, and they all said the same thing. They didn't make a lot of money, but they had a great life. They started their careers, some got famous. If you'd like to see their pictures, they're in the wagon. And now we're going to do a magic trick that goes back to the early days when common items were used, and I need a volunteer to come up here and help me. I need a boy or a girl. Where are you guys? Who wants? There's a young man right there yes, you, right there in the middle. Come on up. Steps are over here. This trick, well, let's give him a big hand. Here he comes. Walk carefully. Hi there. What is your name? Michael, come on over here. That's good. Okay, Michael, have you ever done a magic trick?
Yeah.
You haven't? Okay. Today's the first day. We're going to do a trick today, Michael, that our great-grandparents might have watched a long time ago.
Do a magic trick.
It's called a paper tear. Simple items were used. We have a napkin for you, Michael, and a napkin for me. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do, hold it up so everybody can watch, like this. Okay? Now tear the right side off and put it in front of the left. Sure, just tear it off. That's good. Now tear the left side off and put it in front of the right. You're doing fine, Michael. Now turn it clockwise, any way you want to turn it. Don't worry about it. Tear a piece off, put it in the front. There you go. You're doing fine. Now roll it into a ball and leave a little piece of the white sticking out. We're having a dramatic show up here, folks. Are you ready? Now pull on the white that sticks out. Keep pulling on it. Keep going, Michael. Keep going. Here, Michael. Give me this. I gave you the wrong napkin. Hold on to this. These were called paper tears. Now, originally, the magician would go to the general store and he would buy enough tissue paper for a few pennies to last all week. While the mule got him to the next town, he would make this in his wagon, and sometime during the performance, he would do this trick to the amazement of his crowd. And at the end of the show, he would give the souvenir to his assistant, who would take it home and hang it in his room, much to the delight of his mother. And now, Michael, you may take that home with you, and I want you to give this little guy a big hand for going up here. Walk carefully, Michael. There you go. A quick opener. Now they would sell an item. We have nothing to sell, but we do have another trick that goes back at least 100 years, and I heard once it may go back 200 years. It was a silk handkerchief. Now today we use a Kleenex. Now 200 years ago, if you were a magician with a silk handkerchief, you were known as a wealthy performer. You'll also notice the medicine show man is degraded down to the Kleenex level. Watch carefully. Keep your eye on it. Going in my left hand, not in my sleeve. Watch. We're going to roll it tightly in a ball. We're going to use a pen as a magic wand. And we're going to tap the hand 3 times. Now keep your eye on the Kleenex. Watch. In a few seconds, if we've done this correctly, we have an egg. Thank you. Now that trick was known as a miracle egg trick, and the miracle egg was not a miracle. It was a goose or a duck egg with a hole in the back. And the magic books would teach kids how to make it. They'd go to the school, and everybody had a friend that lived on a farm. They'd say, bring me a goose egg to school. Then they'd bring it home, and their dad would help them with a scribe or a sharp penknife, cut a hole in the back of the egg, and because the shell was heavier, the goose egg would last longer than a hen's egg, and therefore they had a trick. Now today, a century or 2 later, if you go to the craft shop, the Kmart, the Walmart, the floral shops, they have plastic eggs for 10 cents. Get a plastic egg for a dime, have your dad help you put a hole in the back with a pair of scissors, and there you have a trick egg. So now you know the secret. You can make your own tricks. You don't have to buy a lot of equipment. We have an egg with a hole in it. We have a Kleenex, and I use blue. You can use any color you like, blue, pink, green, yellow, it doesn't matter. And a pencil from school. Now watch what's going to happen. You're going to see the right hand come out of the pocket first, the left hand come out second. When this hand goes above your eyes, watch what that hand does. That's called a misdirection. The normal reaction for a person, when something goes above their eye level, they will follow it up. And at that point, the other hand makes the move and nobody even saw it. Explain you're going to perform with a common item called a Kleenex. Place it in your left hand. Don't say anything more. Just tell them it's not in your sleeve. Never say anything about the egg because chickens don't blow their nose with a Kleenex, so forget all that stuff. Put the egg over here, hide the blue spot, use the pen. This doesn't do a thing, but when you tap your hand 3 times, start your fingers moving. Everyone within the sound of your voice will watch. It'll take about 5 seconds. Once you've gotten their attention, turn the hand over and you'll amaze them when you produce your first trick, the miracle egg. Don't do it that way. Don't do it that way. Put your thumb. Did everybody see me turn that the wrong way? Don't turn it that way. You know, I had a magician tell me that if you do that, you should peel the hole off the egg. And he said, once the hole is peeled off the egg, you may now continue. And explain the magician always uses a real egg. Are there any questions yet? The miracle egg is 100 or 200 years old, and you can find the story of that trick in the library and the magic books under the category of egg tricks or silk handkerchief tricks. Kids, read the library books and you can learn anything. There it is. Okay, I would like to have a good-natured mom come up here and help me with a trick. Where's a good-natured mom? I need a semi-good-natured lady. I need a lady who wouldn't give me a bad time for about 3.5 minutes out of her life. There they are, they're volunteers. One of you girls, come on up here. Come on, there she comes. Everybody take one good last look at her. You may never see her like this again. Hi there. What is your name? April. Come on up, April. April. Going to ask you a personal question. You were born in April. Tell me, have you ever answered a question your husband thought of before he asked it? Yeah? You know what that was? That was a brainwave. That's right, folks. That was a brainwave. Thousands of years they thought it was witchcraft. They burned them all at the stake. Then they thought it was psychic and occult power, and it was none of that. 50 years ago, electronics developed to a point where they could pick up little electric impulses when we think. So now we are going to have April transmit a brainwave to this crowd. That's right, folks. You can say you saw it right here in Sandwich, Illinois. Everybody remain right where you are because this is a very touchy experiment. April, we're going to show you something. No one else is going to see this. And I want you to walk over here and take a look at these. There is no way that anyone's going to guess what you're going to do. I want you to stop me someplace in the pack. Right there. You want to change your mind? You can go on. That's it? Got it? Don't forget it. Most important part. April is going to, I had no idea what she was going to do, and you didn't either. April is going to transmit what she has just seen to this crowd. Now, normally about 1/3 of the people have the ability to intercept a brainwave, but today we're going to give her a little extra help with a piece of equipment called a brainwave transmitter. Now, you may think that's an egg beater. No, that is a transmitter. There's only 2 left on the planet. I don't know where the other one is. April, take that transmitter in your hand. Don't turn the crank yet. You'll blow their mind. I want you to start off with those 2 guys standing out there in the street. I want you to take dead aim at him. Take the one that's laughing and just zap him with that. That's it. Okay, now get these people out here. Get these people over here in the corner. Turn the crank. Don't point it at me. I'll forget the whole show. All right. Now just cream them all. Just zap them all out. That's enough, April. That's enough. If you hit them too hard, they'll never be able to order lunch. You know, folks, I realize this is a pretty traumatic part of the show, and I know that some of you gifted individuals felt a brainwave from April. Whoever you are now, I'd like to have you all get together and as loud as you can, tell her what you got.
2 diamonds!
Oh, April, you did it. Right here on the stage. Everybody give this lady a big hand for coming up here. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, it works every time. If there was ever a trick on a medicine show, that one was it, I'll tell you. Here's a little guy who has been doing this most of his life. He's 75 years old or more. His history is that he worked on the Chautauqua circuits in the late 1920s and early 30s. His first owner told me they had a piano player that played the keyboard with one hand and a trumpet with the other, and this little guy sang the songs in a vaudeville review, and the Chautauquas would have educational speakers. Mark Twain would speak on a Chautauqua. Then they would put a comedian after the speakers to make the show move faster, and this little guy was one of them. He's going to look the crowd over, say a few words. Are you going to talk? Yeah. All right. What are you doing? Looking at him. Nice crowd. Thank you. Are you going to sing? No. No, I'm not going to sing. Good. I'd hate to see him leave. Don't laugh, lady. I could be your kid. Hey. Quit picking on that woman. She came here to see the show. Tell her good luck. All right, that's enough. We're in Sandwich, Illinois. Huh? I said we're in Sandwich. No kidding? No kidding. These folks want to hear about your home life. Understand you got a girlfriend? Yes, I do. You do? Tell me. You go with any girls besides this one? Yeah, 3 of them. 3 of them. What were their names? Susie, Lori, and Lassie. Well, Lassie's a dog, so was Susie and Lori. Do you have a dog? Yeah. What's his name? Carpenter. Carpenter. Yeah, he does little jobs around the house. Is he a pedigree? No, he's an Airedale. Will he be pedigreed in the Airedale? He could. Yes, he could. Does he have papers on the floor? Does he like children? No, he eats gravy train. Yeah, they got it. Did you ever go to school? Yeah. How did you like school? Closed. Not closed? What was your best subject? Recess. Didn't you study anything? Yeah, girls. Well, there was more to school than recess and girls. There was? Yes, there was. Did you have geography? No. Did you have geometry? No. Why didn't you? Too hard. Hard work never hurt anybody. I ain't gonna take a chance. Did you have spelling? Yeah. Did you have the alphabet? Yeah. All right, we're gonna do that for all the folks out there, especially the kids. Max will now attempt the alphabet. We're gonna see how smart he is. Go ahead and start. A. Good. Hey, get back over here. What comes after A? All of them. Not all of them, it's B. Honey, B, letter B. What starts with B? Bottle of beer. What comes after B? C. What comes after C? D. What comes after D? E. What comes after E? I forgot. You're supposed to say F. That's right. Okay, now say it. What comes after F? G. What comes after G? Whiz. Gee whiz is not a letter. Well, I thought it was. No, it isn't. What direction does the Mississippi River flow? Downhill. If you had 2 peppers, 2 cabbages, and 2 tomatoes, what would you have? A tossed salad. You'd have 6 vegetables. What makes you so dumb? I'm a dummy. What's your excuse? Say goodbye, Max. Goodbye, Max. Is that enough? That's enough. That was Max. The school routine has been kept in the show for 34 seasons. It was written in 1901 for the London Music Hall. And we keep that on the show because it is a traditional part of what we would term an old-time show. Well, the most important part of a medicine show, of course, was the health tonic. And when you bought the health tonic, you got something you couldn't believe. It was going to save your life. It was for thinning and balding hair, arthritis, gout, or fallen arches, and if the only part about your body that's athletic is your feet because you got athlete's foot, you've come to the right store. We have here the greatest manufactured products in sliced bread. It'll keep your shoes from squeaking and your underwear from shrinking. And any of you sickly people, if you'll come by the wagon after the show, we'll give you an introductory price that'll knock your hat off. Now, I'm going to stop right there. That was parts of original medicine shows, Fields, and in those days, if you were in a tent as a captive audience, after a discussion about blood purification, heart disease, loss of hair, female complaints, and nervous disorders, this man would hold up a bottle. The butterflies in your stomach would automatically start. And for $1, you were going to save your life. Well, this bottle is called Universal Balm Purely Vegetable Tonic. Now this particular bottle, it says 50 years in household use. I know the bottle is over 50 years old because I've had it about 25. It has a metal cap, so that would put it back around the 1930s, maybe the late 20s. When you bought a bottle of this balm, you got red pepper, cinnamon, spearmint, oregano, and 56% alcohol. That's 112 proof. It'll put the cat out at night and the dog playing dead. I'll tell you right there.
I'll take 2.
Take 2 bottles. Here he comes, a very satisfied customer right there. Automatic changes in your life would occur when you drank this stuff. 4 teaspoons a day was the dosage, and you were guaranteed to feel good. And I believe you would. There it was, and that was an original item. If you're a collector, you're welcome to come up and take a look at what we have on display. We have handwritten ledger pages, 1820 to 1903, by a pioneer lady doctor listing the herbs she used for things like asthma, rheumatism, even pneumonia. And when you read that board, you're going to appreciate penicillin a whole lot more. Every sign has a meaning. Painless tooth extraction, the toughest medicine show going. They carried banjo players and fiddle players, and as soon as they started to pull the teeth in the tent, the banjo players were cued to play extra loud. Yeah, you can figure that one out. And it was always a big free show. even if it was only one guy. Nobody had a television or a radio. We've been brought to you through the courtesy of the Sandwich Fair. Chris and I will be back here at 2 and 4 o'clock with another combined performance. In the meantime, don't forget, Chris has musical CDs, and for the first time in 34 years, I have put together over an hour on DVD, the history, 25 years history of this show, with clips from throughout the road experience. If you'd like to buy one, you're welcome to. Thank you very much for stopping. I appreciate it, and we both will see you again at 2 o'clock. Thank you.